Today I'm going to be making a banana cream pie. And what I have first in my bowl is I have about a cup of coconut flour. To that I am going to be adding, it is called Zing 0 calorie. It's a new stevia. Got the free sample and the stuff is actually really good. I'm not a huge fan of certain stevia products, or stevia, whatever. However you pronounce. This one's actually really good. No, I'm not getting paid for this, and you can actually get a free sample from the website. And then to that I'm going to be adding a half of stick of real butter, and since it's going to be low carb, you want to use the purest. And now, depending on how thick you want your crust, if you want a thicker crust, go ahead and double this recipe for the crust. I don't want a thicker crust. So just mix this all up until it's well coated. You see it gets little, I don't call them balls. That's fine. It's going to be pressed in the pan. And then when you're all done, just go ahead and pour it in. And then you can press down. So you just spread this along a little bit here. You can use a glass at the bottom of it if you want. I'm just going to kind of smush it down with my hands. Spread it out so just coat the bottom so you don't see the pan. And at this time too, you'd like to preheat your oven because you are going to be baking this part for just about 5-10 minutes depending on your oven. You just want a little golden brown, that's all you want. And this is all you need right there. And I'll show you the next steps after I bake my pie. So meanwhile, while my pie is still getting cooked, I am going to be using, sadly, can't use bananas since this is low carb, but I have 2 packages of banana cream, sugar-free Jell-O in here, and I will be using, basically follow the directions on this as directed, and I'm going to be using unsweetened almond milk. If you have an Aldi's, the stuff's really cheap there. Or, if you know how, make it yourself. That's even better. But, just follow the package. I'm going to be whipping it together with my mixer. And then I'll show you the next step after this. So when you get this all done, and your pie crust is all done, go ahead and pour that in there. And you're going to chill this for a few hours. I usually like to let it sit for a good 4 hours. Another little tip I'd like to share with you. I like this a little thicker. And when you're using almond milk and pudding together, it seems like if you do actually do it as packaged, it's a little thinner than I prefer. So technically, I said to do this as on the directions, but personally I think if you're going to add 2 packages of Jell-O and you're supposed to use 2 cups each, which would be 4 cups, just use 3, and it makes it a lot thicker. And that's just my preference. If you don't like it like that, go ahead and do it as packaged. And as for the cream that will be going on top of the pie when it is chilled after 4 hours, I will be using heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to say about a half a container. This is 16 ounces, so about 8 ounces of heavy whipping cream is what I will be using. And I won't be adding any sweetening to this because the pie is already sweet enough for me. And this will be absolutely just delish. I will show you what it looks like when it's all done. I just didn't think you needed to see me mix this up. If you don't know how, you just throw this in a bowl and you use your mixer and blend it up, or if you want to do it by hand, it's really a lot more to do, but that's all you do.